Now on Sunrise, a hotly contested congressional race brings the national spotlight to Southwest Washington. Speaker of the House Mike Johnson makes a stop in Vancouver. Plus, detectives have arrested the man accused of abusing a dog in Northeast Portland. How they caught up with him on Saturday. Good morning. Thanks for getting up with us as you kick off your Sunday. I'm Devin Haskins. We'll get to your headlines in just a minute, but first let's say hello to Daisy Caballero for a quick look at the forecast.
Hey Devin, good morning, and hey, happy Sunday. I'm like, what day is it? It's Sunday. Happy Sunday as we are ending our weekend. My, oh my, may I say, yesterday was quite the weather day. Of course, heavy rainfall in some areas. We saw some hail, reports of hail. We also, of course, several thunderstorms, lightning strikes, all of the things, which we'll talk a little bit more about in detail in my full forecast. But for the time being, it looks like we are relatively calm for this morning, of course, compared to yesterday. Still expecting to see some light lingering showers from that low pressure system that brought in all of that rain and really everything we saw yesterday. So still potential for us to see maybe, again, some light sprinkles for parts of the coastline and also up and down the I-5 corridor. But definitely not going to be a soaker like it was yesterday. But giving you a live look through a Wells Fargo sky cam. I just love these views here. 61 degrees last check out at PDX. Winds coming out from the southeast at right about 6 miles an hour. Your current temperatures this morning, 60 degrees in Beaverton, also for Hillsborough. A degree cooler for folks over in Forest Grove, right about 59. Also for Tigard, Sherwood, 58 down in Wilsonville. And looking down a little bit more south, 59 degrees also for Salem. So this is what's on tap for today. Daytime highs are going to be in the upper 70s. I know a lot of people are excited about that, as am I. Again, morning showers to afternoon clearing. More rain is on the way. I'll tell you when that is coming up.
Hey, Daisy, did you hear any thunder yesterday?
Oh my gosh, Devin, yes, I did. Did you?
I did a couple, and then I also saw some lightning flashes as well. You know, it's rare we see these kinds of thunderstorms here in the Pacific Northwest. They can be dangerous. Lightning sparked a few fires across the region. Ashley Graham spent the day tracking the system's impact.
From Detroit, Oregon to University Place, Washington, summer thunderstorms across the Pacific Northwest brought heavy rain on Saturday. Here's a look at the storm rolling in over Portland. Over 1/4 of an inch of rain fell on the Rose City, the most since early June. Closer to the Cascades, the storm brought quarter-sized hail. These photos from Mount Hood, Oregon Resort. Down in Canby, the Clackamas County Fair issued a shelter in place.
And everything was like getting shut down, but now everything's reopened. But yes, it was crazy.
About 2 hours later, fairgoers returned for the rides and the rodeo. But the storms did bring some destruction. Lightning struck this Douglas fir tree in Estacada, the fire district posting this photo after knocking down the flames. Lightning started 2 more fires in the Forest Grove watershed. Both are less than 1/4 of an acre and not impacting the city's water source.
That was Ashley Graham's reporting. New this morning, Portland police are investigating a deadly shooting in Northeast Portland. This happened near the intersection of Northeast 104th and Wasco. Police say around 2:45 this morning, they responded to a call about a person that was shot. And when officers arrived, they said they found a woman dead. So far, no one has been arrested or detained. We also don't yet know the name of the woman that was shot and killed. Some good news from the Oregon State Fire Marshal. It says it has shut down its agency operations center after running for nearly 40 days straight. During that time, a total of 66 task forces and 2 strike teams were sent to wildfires across the state. This closure means all state firefighters and equipment have returned home. That being said, they still have people across the state in contact with them, ready to send crews back out as needed. And one of the most high-profile congressional races across the country is happening in Southwest Washington. Saturday, Speaker of the House Mike Johnson was in town to voice his support for Republican candidate Joe Kent. Thomas Schultz takes us there.
On a sunny Saturday morning, all was quiet outside along the Vancouver waterfront. Though inside one restaurant, a key race was being discussed.
This is one of the top 5 races in the country. Everybody's attention is on it.
Everybody, including Republican House Speaker Mike Johnson, who flew in to support Joe Kent. Kent's running against incumbent Democrat Marie Gluesenkamp-Perez in a nail-biter rematch for a congressional seat. Quickly, the Republicans went on the attack.
The out-of-control spending in Washington, D.C., driven by Kamala Harris and Joe Biden, that's got to get taken care of.
Glusen Perez now has a voting record, and it is one of the worst in all of Congress.
Their hope is to turn a Southwest Washington seat back to red after Glusen Perez flipped it blue in 2022, defeating Kent by a couple thousand votes. Though this time, Johnson believes the race will be different.
He almost won this race last time, and we really believe he can get it done this time.
We reached out to Glusen Perez's campaign for an interview. We never heard back, though the incumbent also took to X Friday, saying Speaker Johnson is coming to Vancouver to raise money for her white nationalist opponent. She wrote he should instead join her at a different event for a real feel of Southwest Washington values. And recently, she told KGW her work over the past 2 years has boosted up Southwest Washington.
My hope is that by staying focused on being useful to my community, I have built a bridge.
Thomas Schultz, KGW News.
The man caught on camera abusing a dog earlier this month has been arrested. Portland police said multiple tips led officers to 25-year-old Isaac Justum of Portland. He was arrested Saturday afternoon at Northwest 13th Avenue in Flanders. Justum has not told police where the dog is. He's been charged with 3 felony counts of first-degree aggravated animal abuse, on top of several outstanding warrants. Portland police want to find the dogs so they can get it the proper medical treatment. Police in Sandy are investigating a string of thefts from vehicles, including one vehicle that was stolen. It happened early Friday morning. A still image from security video indicates an organized group of at least 5 men are behind this. While officers investigate, they remind you to lock your vehicles and secure your valuables in your home. And we have some good news for families in Oregon's biggest school district. All Portland public school students will now be eligible for free breakfast and lunch, according to the district. Daisy Caballero has all the details for us.
Seeing communities come together to offer free meals for kids is really game-changing right now.
At the start of the 2024 school year, Portland Public Schools will now be offering free breakfast and lunches for all students without the need to apply.
We really want to see a decrease in the stigma that's attached to school lunch, and that it's not just for certain students.
The district says this expansion was made possible with money from Oregon's Student Success Act and the federal government. And because of this change, students eating free lunches will now have to choose at least 3 foods on their plate, one of them being half a cup of fruits and or vegetables.
We have to ensure that every student that passes by us has a complete meal on their plate. And that's ensuring, again, that they're receiving well-rounded nutrition and being well-nourished so that they can achieve their best at the end of the day.
Research has also found that schools in Oregon that added universal free meals saw a decrease in behavioral issues, like suspensions dropping 15 to 20%, especially for kids who would have qualified for free or reduced lunches under non-universal programs.
We recognize that we're in an ongoing hunger crisis, and we actually don't really see it slowing down.
Morgan Dewey is with the Oregon Food Bank and shares as many as 1 in 6 kids across Oregon is facing food insecurity right now, adding that statistic is an increase from the previous year's report.
We know that we don't means test for other educational success essentials like textbooks or school buses. And so we've known for a long time now that we shouldn't be means testing for school meals either. And it's really exciting to see communities come together to make sure that kids have access to school meals throughout the day.
And in preparation for the 2025 legislative session, Hunger Free Oregon and the Oregon Food Bank are working with the School Meals for All Oregon Coalition. They plan to introduce a bill that would secure 100% of Oregon school students to have free meals. All right, still to come on Sunrise, a look at personal items recovered from the 1980 eruption of Mount St. Helens, how a new exhibit is honoring those who lost their lives when the mountain exploded. Did you know you can watch Sunrise anytime you want on KGW+? All of our news is on Roku and Amazon Fire. Just look for KGW and add us to your home screen and stream Sunrise on your schedule.